Hello everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Akotrosio Sandra. In the previous videos, we have been studying about the functions that we find in Microsoft Word, which included mail merging and creating a table of content. But this time round, we're going to be dealing with we're going to be dealing with Excel. So in this Excel, we are going to be dealing with the terminologies that are to be used in Excel. So you come here, then we press on this search bar so that we can search for where Excel is, but Excel is already here, so we shall not search, shall tap on it. Then we come to this blank workbook. So when we come to this blank workbook, we shall first optimize it. Put it on the sides. Then we shall go to the Microsoft Word where we kept our Excel terminologies, to this folder. So these are our Excel terminologies. So the first terminology is a workbook. When we talk about a workbook, first of all, a workbook consists of worksheets. So when we talk about a workbook, we mean a file containing one or more worksheets. Now, this display here consisting of rows and columns, whereby the columns are allocated by these letters up, then rows are allocated by these numbers here. So this is a worksheet, but many of these, that will say there is sheet 1, there is sheet, like when you press a new sheet, that's sheet 2 and sheet 3. A collection of these or more, that is a workbook. So when we talk about a worksheet, as we are explaining a workbook, it's a file containing one or more worksheets. So a worksheet is this display around here, whereby it consists of rows and columns. The columns having letters, then the rows being allocated by these numbers here. So our next terminology is a cell. A cell is an intersection of a row and a column in a spreadsheet. When you look at this column and look at this row, the intersection is probably this cell. So it's an intersection of a row and a column. So that's a cell. And then we go to our next terminology, which is a cell reference. When you talk about a cell reference, it is an address of a cell on a worksheet. So when you talk about a cell reference, when you look at this, like an address of a cell, of course, an address means location of a cell. So like, how do we say that this cell is this location or something? That's what you call a cell reference. So when you come here, there is A1. A1 is a cell reference of this cell, whereby if someone tells you, go to A1, that's a reference. That means you're going to go to A1 where the cell is. It's like a name of a cell or locating a cell, probably an address which shows a name of a place. So just showing you where the cell is. So when you go to our next common Excel terminology, we shall go to cell reference. Cell reference is done, so we shall go to a name box. So on the left corner of this whole worksheet, you shall find what you call a name box. When you put a cursor on it, it brings the name box. So what do we use this name box for? When you go to this name box, a name box is So a name box shows an address of a cell. So another function of a name box, when you are looking for a certain cell, and then you type in the cell reference of the cell. Like that, we are going to look at A1. A1 is already typed in here. Then we shall, so when we talk about a name box, we mean the box that, okay, the box that shows the position of the currently selected cell, like the address of the currently selected cell. Like for example, here there is A1, which is an address of which is a cell reference showing an address of a cell, whereby A1 is here. So in case you want another cell that is not this one, we can come and tap on this. Then we type in the cell that we need, which is maybe D1. Then we press enter. So this is a new location of the cell that I really needed. So this name box enables us to go to the cell that we really need to use. Literally shows an address of a currently selected cell on a cell that is to be used. That is a name box. So when we go to formula bar, so for this, the formula bar is this, but the function of this formula bar is to display the content that you're putting in a currently selected cell. Like for example here, if I put when I put this, like currently this is the active cell. So when we type something like equals, so when we press equals, we see that the formula bar is doing its function of displaying what is currently happening in this current cell. So when you press sum, that's just an error. But when you press sum, everything that really happens here, it's what is shown here up. That illustrates the function of the formula. For this formula bar, you can also get an active cell like this one. Then the content that we would want to put in this active cell, we type it in this formula bar, and the same content being typed here is the same content that is in the cell, in the active cell of the selected currently used cell. So that's another function of how we can use this formula bar. And our next Excel terminology is the formula. When you look at the formula, so for the formula, it's an expression designed by the user to perform a specific function. For example, when you put some values, like here there is 40 in this cell, then in this cell there is 30. So for a formula, it is something that you design yourself. For example, there is equals for this cell plus for this cell, then enter. Oh, that's how a formula works. It is designed by the user to perform a certain function. For example, here we place these values and this, and want it to get a sum. So we have input in our very values and our very formula to get this answer here. And so that's how the formula works. So when we go to our next Excel terminology, which is a function. A function is far different from a formula, whereby a function, it is pre-built, like it's in the computer system. This function here is some formula that the computer recognizes. For example, when you want to find the sum, when you put equals, then you write sum. Like the same thing we did there, we were getting the sum, but the formula was made by the user. But in this case, it is a formula that is recognized by the computer system. Literally, it is something inbuilt. So when we tap on this first one, we realize that it's computer built since it recognizes the way it can be used. So when we see this, we shall highlight these two. These two together out of the values the way they are. Then we shall put the bracket as shown by the formula that was inbuilt. So when we tap on enter, we get the same value. So this brings about the difference. When you go to formula, it is something that you created, like manual addition, which is this plus this. Just that the difference is first use cell reference, which is A1 plus A2. That's manual, which is the formula. Then for the function, we had to put equals sum, which is recognized by the computer system. So that's how we go about by getting the formula. So when you go to the range, a range is a group of 2 or more selected cells to be used. So when you talk about a range, it means something like this. So when you talk about this one, this is a range of cells. 1 or more, 1, 2 or more. Just a group of selected cells to be used. So that's a group of selected cells we had done. In a range, there can be continuous range and non-continuous range. When we talk about a continuous range, the continuous range is like cells in one row, like this one that we have highlighted. So this is a continuous range of cells. So when we talk about a discontinuous cell, we mean cells that are straight in a column. So when you look at this, this is a non-continuous range of cells. Non-continuous range of cells, the cells that are in one column, like there we have illustrated here. So when you go to our next common Excel terminology, we shall see this one of sort. When we talk about sorting, so sorting as our next Excel terminology, sorting is arranging data in a user's like wheel. So when we talk about the sorting of arranging data in a specific order, we shall go to this right corner. So when we tap on it, there is sorting in different 3 types. There is the one that we sort from A to Z, then like literally from the lowest to the highest. So when we talk about sorting, yes, I don't have data to be sorted, that's why this has happened. So when we go back on our second one, sorting from Z to A, which literally means from the highest to the lowest according to the user's will. So when you talk about custom sorting, this is literally different from the one of A to Z, then Z to A. This one is a sorting of your own choice. It might not be descending or ascending, but according to what you choose to use. So that's the custom sorting. So that's all about sorting. So when you go to our next Excel terminology, which is the chart. For the charts, for them they give general. So a chart is the visual representation of data represented on graphs or charts. So when you go here, there are very many different type of charts. So there is the pie chart, this pie chart here, where you can pick the ones of your choice. There is 2D pie, these ones here. There is the donut. Like there we are used to this donut from high school and all those levels. These are the charts that in case you want to insert in your document, you can use. So you go to this There are also budgets. There is which consists of those types according to the user's will. There are also line. There is also those recommended ones and others according to the user's will or choice. So that the charts, okay, and that's our common Excel. That's our last Excel terminology. Thanks for viewing. Subscribe, like, and share the videos. Bye bye.